So, this is actually my first time really meeting you, and I've been in here several times because I know your roommate Luke. And every time I've come into your room, I've always wondered about the jerseys. There's tons of them, as you can see, hanging up here. How did you get started? Because this is not something that, is a typical collection.
When I was in high school, I used to go to a lot of thrift shops. And back then, I would just kind of buy really like funky clothes, like Hawaiian t-shirts and stuff like that. Anything to kind of try to make myself not dress like everyone else. Then one day I went and I bought a jacket, and I looked online and I realized, whoa, this jacket's worth like $80, and I bought it for $3. Maybe I should start looking for more of these. And as I started looking for more of those, I started finding other things, and I also really always loved collecting hats, and I started finding hats that were worth a lot of money. You know, like I'd buy a hat for 50 cents and sell it for $125 that same day. And then I just kind of started finding jerseys. And there's probably 20 up on my wall right now. And over the 5 years, I mean, I've probably had well over 100 basketball jerseys. I sold off quite a bit of them last summer, so right now I'm down to like 30 or 40. But I only collect ones from the 80s and 90s. They're a brand called Champion, and I believe that Nike overtook Champion in like 1999, and then the NBA started selling their rights to Nike. But so those are the ones I collect because they were the players that I loved during a kid. Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan, Karl Malone, Scottie Pippen, Magic Johnson. People like that.
So are NBA jerseys your favorites to collect? Do you collect other ones? I know.
I collect.
You said you had a wide collection. I didn't know.
Right now, I have my biggest collection of hockey jerseys. I have more hockey jerseys than anything else. I probably have like 40 of those, and probably just like 20 or 30 of basketball jerseys. I probably have only like 5 baseball jerseys. But basketball jerseys are my favorite. They're the ones I wear the most. In the summertime, I wear a different one every day.
Are they the ones that sell the best too, or does that vary?
It varies between team and player, but hockey jerseys bring in the most money because they're just like stitched and they're more expensive new.
So you say you get these from thrift shopping. Are there certain thrift shops you visit? Do you get any online? Are they all in store?
Mostly are from like Goodwill and Salvation Army like that. I also go to flea markets. I probably went to 5 or 6 flea markets just in the past 2 days all around this area looking for stuff. Came up kind of dry. I only found like a hat and some other stuff. But I recently got 4 jerseys off of Craigslist. I've never really used Craigslist before, but that's another place where I found stuff. But mainly just Goodwill, things like that.
So what is the most rare jersey, or I don't know, say jersey item that you've ever found at a thrift store?
The most rare item that I've ever found at the thrift store, you just happen to catch me wearing it.
Oh, okay.
It's called the Starter Windsailing or Windjamming sweater. I've only ever seen one more online in my life. It's really rare. I mean, I've had like really rare North Face jackets, super rare hats, but I've sold all those. This is the only. This one stays close to my heart, and so I've kept it.
Never gonna sell that one.
No, everything's for sale. Yeah, everything's for sale, even the things that are close to my heart.
So now, most of the items you collect are sports. Are you a big sports fan, or are you just interested in the jerseys?
I was a huge sports fan when I was a kid. I stopped watching sports when I was in like middle school, basically, to start playing music, and I stopped watching sports. So the reason why I collect all these old jerseys, jackets, T-shirts is because I like
nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgia, exactly.
You say you play music. Are you in a band or anything? Or
nah, I'm planning on making one this year. I've been playing drums for like 7 years.
Okay. So when you switched to drums and got away from sports, like what made you want to get into music?
This is what happened. I did not hit puberty until I was 18, senior in high school. And I had played baseball my whole life. I've been on every single all-star team ever since I was a little kid. There wasn't a year that I wasn't on the all-star travel team and stuff like that. Played baseball, football, soccer, everything. And during middle school, I just couldn't compete. I stayed 5'6", and kids got up to be 6 foot tall. I did not hit my growth spurt until senior year of high school, and I just couldn't do it anymore.
So music was there for you.
So I started to play music because it was something that didn't matter if I was 6 foot tall and could throw a baseball 100 miles an hour or not.
So, what types of music do you play? What types do you listen to? Is it
I listen
everything?
to every kind of music, and I know a lot of people say that, but I swear they're lying. I listen to jazz, bluegrass, hip hop, especially like a lot of '90s hip hop kind of goes with the jerseys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Rock and roll, like heavy metal kind of stuff like that, hardcore music, really everything.
I think Luke actually told me you collect cassettes too.
I have a
So
huge cassette collection right
more
behind you of
more
probably like
90s stuff?
100-something cassettes. Yeah, I've always really been really big into music, and I just love physical kind of like copies of stuff like that. I also have a lot of records too. But.
Do you have a favorite album, or is there a certain album that maybe just really stuck with you throughout your whole life? And it's just something
There's
close to the heart.
There's a ton. I mean, as soon as I wake up in the morning, I turn on music.
I'm a really big
constantly
music
playing
fan
music.
too, I'll be honest.
Probably one of my favorite albums of all time is Rust Never Sleeps by Neil Young. It's a live album, and I saw him live this year for like hip hop or something like that. I really like A Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauders. I mean, I also like ridiculous things like Waka Flocka Flame, Will Be the Bass God, stuff like that. For bluegrass, I mean, like a really good bluegrass player would be like Grandpa Jones or something like that. I really liked his old bluegrass stuff. Dark Side of the Moon.
I think
Black
everybody likes
Sabbath.
that.
Yeah, stuff like that.
You said you saw Neil Young in concert. Do you go to a lot of concerts, or
I go to a lot of concerts, yeah.
do you have one that really sticks out? Best one?
I saw R. Kelly live,
Really?
and that was just crazy. He released Doves when he played I Believe I Can Fly. Neil Young, he's just like been my favorite artist my whole life, so I really loved seeing him. I mean, I've just been to too many shows to count.
So I also like listen to every type of music. You said like, have you ever wanted to? You say you want to start a band. Why do you think you haven't started one yet? You just
I know I have been in bands.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, okay.
I have been in bands.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
that right now I'm in college, and I live 3 hours away from here.
Oh,
And so
okay.
the people that I know that play music are too far
So,
for me to practice, play shows with them. But something in the works for the summer right now.
so have you been in several bands? One band?
Like three.
Three.
None of them really, I mean, like we played shows and stuff, but nothing that ever got big.
Yeah. So when you want to start a band here, is there a certain type of music for that? Do you want to play, or just whatever you can find, whatever people are interested in?
I wouldn't want to play anything too boring. I'd want to play in like a hardcore, like kind of like heavy metal band or something like that, because other genres, drummers just kind of have to keep the beat, but in stuff like that, the drummer's more of a influential part to the music, kind of sticks out more.
I have a friend here that's in you kind of call them screamo. They're called Strangers.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bassist, and he said that's kind of one of the reasons he wanted to join that too, because he loves playing all types of music. He's actually like a big classic rock fan, but
Mm-hmm.
he feels like there's like a certain type of energy when you play in a band like that. So music-wise, what do you think of today's music? Because I know you said like you're definitely a big fan of like the '90s or even older than that.
Yeah.
Do you think the state of music today, like, because a lot of people say it's definitely gone down. What do you think?
I think that people that say that know nothing about music. People that say that are listening to the radio. And the radio is not for music. It's for everything on the radio is pop. Anything that you hear on the radio there's a specific formula to make music for the radio. A chorus is supposed to repeat at a certain time. It's supposed to come in at a certain point. If you're listening to music on the radio as your only place to find new music, you know nothing about music. Right now, there are more bands putting out things than like any other time, just because technology is so cheap to put out stuff. So there's more music out right now than there ever has been. There's a ton of new music that's awesome. All kinds of great new artists of all genres, really.
Is there a favorite like new art? I know you said you listen to stuff like Waka Flocka Flame. That's newer. Is there like a certain artist like right now that you've just recently gotten into, or? Because I'm always looking for new music too. So.
Oh, what kind of music are you looking for? Like hip hop or something like that?
Hip hop, alternative rock.
Good hip hop group. He's been around for a while, but like I don't know how many people know about him. MF Doom. Another guy named like Thelonious Martin.
Never heard of him, though.
Yeah. I don't know. I keep a list of stuff in my phone that I'm supposed to be looking up. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of a lot more new stuff. Denzel Curry's a really good artist. Lil Ugly Mane, he's one of my favorite hip hop artists. Like, I think he's one of the best of all time. Took me forever to find his album on cassette. But yeah, there's all kinds of great new music out there, just people don't know about it.
Speaking about cassettes, do you collect vinyl? Because I know a lot of people collect vinyl.
I collect vinyl. The only reason why I have a vinyl collection is because I went to a thrift shop and I bought 70 of them at once. They're all 80s and 90s hip-hop albums from a radio station. And I'm actually just going to sell them to a kid on campus. He's a DJ, and he's going to sample them all and stuff like that.
Oh, you're selling them all at once, like a package? Or?
Yeah, and I'm not even making any money off of them. I just really like hip-hop, and I want him to use them for his stuff. So I'm just selling them to him for the exact price I bought it for.
That's awesome. So you're not a huge fan of vinyl, but like, have you ever been to like Village Green Records? Or?
Yeah, I've been to Village Green quite a bit.
That's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, a lot of my friends are big into vinyl. Only reason why I don't buy it is because it's expensive. Yeah. Cassettes are 50 cents.
Yeah.
Vinyl, $30.
Yeah, it's definitely not. Oh, sometimes I think it is worth it. Just one thing I personally like about vinyl is like the artwork. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, it's cool to just have that. I know a lot of people these days don't even, they buy the vinyl, they don't even open it. And I know a lot of people buy it just to collect them. I feel like if I did that, that's what I would do.
Well, artwork's inside the cassette tapes too. It's literally the same thing, just smaller. Just smaller.
So, another thing I wanted to ask, because I noticed your room, you have a lot of old retro, kind of posters, I guess, because I know there's one I've seen in your closet, which it's like it's a McDonald's sign. So where do you find stuff like that? Is that also from thrift shops?
I'm a marketing major.
Oh, okay.
So I really love advertisement my whole life. Like, my family's been buying up old signs. So, like, kind of if you've ever seen, like, American Pickers, how they buy old signs.
Oh, yeah.
My family does a lot of that. And so I collect anything really advertising Nintendo signs, like, I have, like, soft drink stuff like that. I really love, like, life-size, like, cutouts of, like, advertisements.
Like the Crayola crayon, is that?
That's just kind of ridiculous, and I really like the color pink, so I went with that. But like, I mean, like old like Adidas signs. I'm trying to find like an old like Nike advertisement. I just really like advertising in general.
So marketing major. So what got you into that? Is your family?
I've always loved selling things. Like, I don't have a job. I sell these jerseys. I sell stuff that I buy at the thrift shop for my job. I've been doing it for the last 5 years, and always loved selling stuff. I've always loved advertisements. And so buying signs and stuff like that just kind of goes with it. There would be a ton on my walls if I could put them up. Yeah. So I have to put up the jerseys because they're light.
The park hall rules.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you want to do with that in the future? You want to create ads, design, or?
Honestly, I don't know. I've always loved selling stuff. Anything that I could do to sell things, anything really, advertise, market anything, that's what I would like to do. I'm not going to stay selling stuff in the thrift shop my whole life, because although it can give me a decent income right now, it's nothing that I can live off of. So it's just kind of a hobby that makes me money.
So then I'm gonna kind of wrap it up here. What made you want to come to Ball State? Is there anything to do with marketing, the major?
I came to Ball State because I did not get accepted to IU.
All right, I think that's a perfect way to end it here. Thank you so much.
No problem.